Okay, so we're gonna be opening all suited aces from all positions. We get called by what looks to be a weaker player. We did 7. This board's gonna connect really well with villains flatting range on the button. He's gonna have a lot of queen X in his range, a lot of jack X, 10X. I mean, it's pretty hard for the villain to have nothing here. I mean, I guess his lower pocket pairs and like maybe his lower suited connectors aren't doing so well on this board. But in general, I think this is a pretty good board for him. For our range on this board, we're gonna have a lot of top pairs, good kickers, not so much 2-pair. We have all the sets. Yeah, we're opening 7, so we have all the sets. So I could see this being a big bet board, but selectively. Right, it's hard for him to have like a super, like he's got some 2-pair with queen 10 maybe. I don't think he really has 10-7. Maybe 10-7 suited, but I mean, seems unlikely. So queen 10 suited maybe. 7 sure, 10s maybe. He's probably 3-betting queens. So yeah, I think we have a pretty strong nudge advantage on this board in this spot. And I think we should be sizing up with our c-bets. Now, whether or not this hand wants to c-bet is another question. I don't think so. I think we have other hands that make better bluffs. This one's not bad. We have backdoor flush draw, a couple backdoor straight draws. You know, this hand's not bad. This board's sort of connected, but fairly dry. There's a lot of straight draws out there. We block 8-9. You know, I think I like a 2/3 c-bet here. Okay, we like to check. I guess I can see that as well. Like maybe delay our c-bet if we pick up some equity on the turn. Our hand's not. We definitely have better hands, better draws that we could be bluffing, and then I guess we need to have some. Like if a king comes or a jack comes, yeah. Yeah, I think I like betting with this hand. When he checks behind here, I think like he's super weighted towards pair. Maybe he has an under pair. Maybe he has a hand like, I mean, he could have a hand like 6-7, 7-8. But I think more likely he has, I guess he could be checking back a straight draw, like a king jack type hand, an 8-9 type hand. It seems like Poole just likes to bet fairly often when check to when they have those types of hands. So yeah, I'm going to stick with my read that he's mostly air here. He's got a weak range. He's very capped. So I think we're going to attack. And on this turn card, we pick up some equity. Pick up some equity. Yeah, and once he's checked back, I think we can just start attacking. We don't have a made hand, so I think I like going with a larger bet here. Maybe like a 3/4 to full pot size bet. Looks like we choose maybe about like a 2/3, which seems okay, I guess. And he does fold. Yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of hand he had. 6s, yeah, totally makes sense. That's how I imagine he would play 6s. Okay, another gun open. And another gun in this case is the hijack. He opens to 3x and we open to 9.5. I think we can go a bit bigger here with this hand. I think the sizing does put a lot of his opens in a kind of a tough spot, so I don't mind it. But I think we can maybe go a little bit bigger here, especially in this pool. I think pool is just calling 3-bets out of position too often, so like we can size up and get value. Okay, pretty dry board. His early position opening range shouldn't connect all that well with this board. He shouldn't have many sixes. Neither should we. He has pocket nines, so do we. We have all the overpairs. He's got maybe like tens and jacks, maybe. Then he's got like sevens, eights, and then he's got some 9-10, some Broadways, some suited Broadways, some worse ace highs or some big ace highs. So his range is mostly medium to weak hands. And this is a board where we want to have a high betting frequency. I think we're just going to be probably just betting range on this board. We have many more strong hands in our range than he does. We do check back, which is interesting. I would understand this play with like a hand like aces or maybe kings or like 9-9. But I'm not sure. I guess maybe I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. I need to have some aces, kings in my check back range. I don't know. Okay, 8 of hearts comes. Sorry, the 7 of hearts comes. He's got sevens every time. He's got eights. Eights improved to an open ender. Obviously, sevens make a set. Does he have it every time? Yeah, he's probably open, flat open, and then calling a 3-bet with sevens. I don't think he really ever has 8-10. It doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I guess he could have been like 10 jack or something. Okay, when he checks again, I think he's really weighted towards some ace highs, some Broadways. I think he would have bet 10s or jacks by now. I think 8s might even be a bet at this point. If he did turn a set, like I don't think he's checking. So I think this would be a good time to attack. I think I remember this hand. I think I checked back, but I think this would be a fine time to attack. But I guess if we check back, we're just going to be calling all the brick rivers. Yep, that river is basically a complete brick. He does check, and I think we just check back. And he has queens. How did I do it? Okay, so he opens. He has queen, queen. He opens under the gun, then he just calls a 3-bet. Flop is wonderful for him. He checks, probably expecting me to just be betting my range on that board. Well, I don't know if he's thinking that way, but he should just be betting range on that board, or I should just be mostly betting range on this board. So I check back, save some money. Apparently, then he has queens and he gets like the best turn he can imagine. And he just gives me 3 shots at hitting ace king. It's a really interesting way to play that hand. All right. So I have king 4 suited on the button, get a call from the big blind. Looks like pretty average player in the pool. 8-10-5, two-tone, fairly connected, middling, suited. This is gonna be a flop that big blind's doing quite well on. He's got hands like 6-7. He's probably got 10-8 suited. He might even have 5-8 suited. He's got all the 2 pairs. He's got sets of 5s. He might be 3-betting 8s and 10s, but he's got a lot of flush draws. He's just doing great on this board. On this board, I have some overpairs. I have a lot of air. Got a lot of just high cards. I've got a lot of 10x. I've just got, I mean, this board's just much better for him than it is for me. So I think I'm going to be betting fairly selectively. Like hands I would be betting on this board still would be like jacks, queens, probably be betting those at a very high frequency. Maybe like, yeah, I'd be betting a set of fives, a set of eights fairly often. They unblock the tens, and a set of tens. I think with this board texture, I'm probably going to be mixing set of tens here, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I think like, I mean, the reason I'm not sure is like, I think they play really bad when I check behind. I think they start betting more often than they should. But this board might just be like a little bit too gnarly to try to slow play a hand like tens. So that's what I was debating. Yeah, so I'm fine with this check back here. I think like I said, his range is doing great on this board. Mine, not so much. Okay, and he goes ahead and bets. We pick up the 4. He is like 6-7 suited. We unblock. What do we even? Yeah, he bets like almost full pot. I think this is just a fold, even with an over and blocking turn sets. I think he's just crushing us on this board. But we elect to call, which I think is a mistake here. I think it's just a fold. Okay, when he check bet checks, I just don't think he has much. I guess he could be just checking like a Jack 10 type hand on this river, right? It's a 4 straight. I don't think he's ever checking a 7 after betting the turn. So we have that. I don't think he has a 7, so I don't think he's nutted. And I don't even think he's very like, I would expect him to maybe even be leading like with a small size with 2 pair here. So I guess he has a 1 pair hand. We have a 1 pair hand. Do we need? He's like weighted towards 1 pair hands and misdraws and bluffs. Which draws even miss? Like a hand like 9 Jack would miss. Diamonds miss, but even if diamonds miss, he could have a 6 or a 10 even. So I guess what does betting accomplish here? We could get him to fold a 5 or a 6 maybe. I don't think he'd be folding an 8, but he might be folding an 8. It's just he has, I guess he's, yeah, like, does he have a 5 or a 6 all that often? Is he betting the turn with a 5 or a 6? He could definitely be betting the turn with a 6 for sure. We might get him to fold with a big bet. Get him to fold ace high, but we're beating ace high. So like, I was just thinking we didn't have a 4. Yeah, do we get better to fold with a big bet here? We don't think he has a 7. We could probably get him to fold a 5 or a 6, maybe even get him to fold an 8. I don't think he's ever folding a 10 here. We don't really block the 7 in any way. But we decided to go for it. We go for a pretty large bet, I guess, trying to get him to fold 5, 6, 8, something along those lines. And he does call. And he's got top 2. Okay. Yeah, I don't like my play at all here on the river. Actually, on the turn, right? Like, I should just fold a turn. This hand should be over. And then save myself a bunch of big Bs. So what can I take away from that? Just because I improve on the turn doesn't mean I have to call a turn bet. Something along those lines. All right, cool. We are going to hop into a session.